Good day, everyone. My name is Kofi Chase, and today, guys, would be the return of the Unfiltered podcast, and I will be the host of this podcast. Joining you today, and I want to speak on some of the problems that occurs with the Black community. Right? Um, this was something that I wanted to do a very long time, but I know it's a very sensitive topic. How it relates to what really happens in our community when it comes from single parents home, when it comes to even black children that isn't growing up with both parents, even when it range from black women experiencing colorism and black men not even really being there and helping them and uplifting the black sisters or the black women. Um, Not all, but some dragging black men not loving black women properly. When it gets tough, they leave. So these are some of the numerous problems. These are a number of problems that we face in our community daily, and it's actually very sad. And I felt like this podcast, I really wanted to talk about certain things, break it down, and how it relates to certain things, right? So to me, where one of the ways we could start to overcome some of these problems, it starts in the home. This is a micro way of managing the problem. It starts with the home, and it starts with the man. It starts with the black man, who's the leader of the home, which is simply the father, the husband, the male figure, right? Now, one of the key aspects to understand is that in society now, they have a lot of subjective views of things that makes us a black man, or what makes us not really a black man. I'm trying to say what makes us a man, a macho man, a man that It's so weird how having a lot of women having certain money, Lamborghinis, all these cars, but one of the important aspects is being a father and being a loyal, loving husband to his wife. I think that is something we need more in our black community. And also to the ladies part is that being a submissive wife, which is also subjective. But I'm not going to go here today. Today what we're going to talk about is the male, the black head of the home, which is a black man, which is a father, right? So when you think about some of the problem that we face in the black community, think about it. It stems from way back. Start to think about the origins. It starts from slavery. Now, it's very unfortunate that slavery is something that happened umpteen years ago, several centuries ago. And this is something that really broke our community, even to this day, we still in the shackle of slavery, even though that, what is the word? Quote unquote, visual slavery was abolished. There's also the subconscious slavery, where remove the shackles, but you want to hear something, we still in shackles. Because if you look at the way we think, the way that we view our people, the way that we operate within our culture, it's very broken and it's very fragile. And hence the reason that is why so many problems in the black community, right? So when you really think about it, right? After slavery happened, well, during slavery, there were a lot of things that happened, right? Which would take the black men away from the family. They would rape the black women. They would even, this sort of thing, they would even take black men who they would find strong, take them, carry them in different plantations and breed where they could create stronger slaves. So which can actually be sad, but literally they used to treat black people as animals. They didn't view us as humans. They didn't view us as equals, and it's very unfortunate, but that is the sad part of slavery. Although there were other ethnicities of people that were captured, they were more than indentured laborers, which means they were slaves, but they were paid and they were promised off our land and stuff, right? So when black people were slaves, we were slaves. After we got released with nothing to gain. We was not even paid. We was literally given the bare minimum, and our men were humiliated. It had instances where, like, let's say, if the black man would sleep with his slave master wife and he would get caught, they would chop off his penis. They would literally bugger him, like those are really inhumane things, but those are the things that happen. And as a black man being the strong male figure, the masculine figure of the black community back then, when that happened, it's almost like it's breaking the man, if that makes sense, right? So during slavery, a lot of homes was smashed up, wasn't nice, whereas, those rich white folks, and they were living comfortable, you know what I mean? Now, although that was thinking of back then, I also believe that, slavery and racism still do exist. It just exists on a subtle level, right? And you see it in sports, you see it in politics, you see it in a lot of things. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the black community or what we went through. So those are some of the unfortunate stuff. Also, there were times like where they would even like do stuff to the black woman, or rape the black woman, and threaten to kill the black man, and let them with all those are inhumane things that happen within the black culture. And slavery was disgusting. To tell you the truth, it's something that people feel uncomfortable to talk about, but it's something that happened, and it was real, right? Especially colonizers on them, those white folks. So this is not me being in terms of trying to be racist. I'm just trying to be real, and this is why I call it the Unfiltered podcast. If you don't like it, you can stop the podcast now. But I'm just getting the tip of the iceberg. So let me go into it, right? Okay. So after slavery happened, throughout generations, a black family, it started to deteriorate. Now, somewhere around the 1950s and 1960s, there were kind of culture where, black people were trying to build it back together. And we were starting to get businesses throughout the world, well, not throughout the world, but especially in the United States. We started to have shops, grocery shops, barber shops and stuff. But it never really grew into a big establishment, whereas you would see a Chinese chain of restaurants throughout the country, throughout the world. Black people will no more, where's the word, servants to the system, where we would be the ones to be more able to fill the job position. Not saying not like races of people, but when you think about it, right? However, now in the 21st century, you see a change in the black culture, where I like the fact that we waking up slowly, not at a fast pace, some of us or few of us, but we are making money, we are starting to take care of family, and I see the effort by the black men. But we will get there, right? So, today, when I think about the black community, the black culture, fast forward to today, what happens is that, sad enough, because of all those years of slavery, all those years of oppression, all those years of racism, all of those years are also something what black men wouldn't like to take, or black people in general, not taking accountability for your life, your decisions, regardless of those things. You could fight it, you could survive, and you could make the best of the decision or best of the situation that you are in. That is something that we really do. You just say, well, yeah, but this still going on, that one, you're pointing fingers. But something we could also do is take accountability, right? That is something what we need to do. Now, this thought process comes from being able to be an independent thinker. A lot of black men, a lot of black people don't really do that, and that's something we need to work on as black men, because most of us now are governed by cultural thinking, what is trendy. Let me buy Jordan, let me do this. If me and this girl linking, it's just for the jam, it's not even to say, listen, if me and this girl linking, dog, at least I know that I want to marry this person at this young age. I could see myself marrying this person, and I don't mind having a child. You're not taking the right step, you're not even strapping up, we're even making sure that, that there is this emotional connection. Now I understand that, in culture, people not really doing nothing, but really and truly, where does that leave us as a community now, where a black man goes to a black woman, gets she pregnant, and you don't want to be with she, but you go mind the child, but then again, you're not working. So really and truly, where does that leave our community? That's another potential single mother right here, and there are many cases that happens. I think one of the sad thing I could see, one thing I could admit, black men You have a lot of them that is waking up and improving. But for the masses, boy, I still feel like we as a people, we lost. I still feel like once we are governed by groupthink and we do like to take accountability and work on ourselves. And because one of the reasons is because we have it harder than any other race. Because think about it. Who really respects the black man? If a black man doesn't have anything, what if you as a black little boy? You could be a grown man, but if you as a black boy, why? That is, it's because how people were conditioned to think about black people. And not everybody is like this, I'm talking about a specific audience of people. Like, I know there are a lot of people from different ethnicities, like, are not like racist. They do love like black people and stuff. I'm not talking about them. And hats off to them, kudos to them. I have a lot of great people like I know like that. So thing is, so black people are not black men are not respected. They're not respected unless they have money, assets, and things to show. That is why when a black man goes and he gets money, he needs to show it off. You buy gold chain, you buy Lamborghini. He don't really like it, He prefer Dodge, or a Ford, or probably a van and Toyota Hilux or something, but I could buy a BM. I could buy a Mercedes Benz, That's really to impress. And that is when he started to get attention. Whereas, like I say, and this is the truth, people don't like to hear it, but it is true. Black people do hard work harder in most cases. And although, like, even in instances, I can't want to mention that, just our zone where we look at the sports, and I think it's true. That is one of the avenues that we do become popular or celebrating and stuff. But when you really think about it, there are very few people that understand the struggle of a black man, and nobody cares, to tell you the truth. Let me even really erase the fact that it's a black man, of a man, dog, a man life in general, regardless of any ethnicity. I can tell you this, it's very difficult. So fellas, if you're a black man, boy, nobody cares except your mother, maybe your girlfriend, probably your brethren and your family. Family not even so much, because family is just like, okay, related by blood, but it's a family though, go way back stronger, but it varies based on person, right? Mind you, this is my subjective view or my perspective, right? Right, so I think about it, all these are problems that affect the black man, but I think the number one thing is taking accountability, like literally. Okay. The thing is, right, a black man can never be insecure though. You need to always be strong. Most were raised without father, and then most of the times you just had to come into the world and expect to be great fathers, expect to be great providers and stuff, which is actually difficult. But mind you, these are things that I might just explain to the public how it actually is. It's not like we don't know it, but it is true. But thing is, right, we need to break out of that cultural barrier where we think that because we go through all of this, things should be handed to us and we don't need to work hard. Yes, it is difficult, but yes, you need to work hard. We need to take accountability. And that is why generally I think one of the best things we could do as black men is by taking our social media purge. But first, getting closer to God. Two, taking a purge from everything that is external that isn't really positive for you in terms of social media. Social media is not positive. At times I just literally leave on my phone and I used to go to university. Well, when I was in my second program, it had times where I also used to just take a break from WhatsApp. At a canvas, so if there's anything I could always get a message out, because I was on campus every day, I'd always get a message that, the lecturer said this or this, so we need to think outside the box. We need to retrain ourselves, break out ourselves of cultural habits. And this video is really about getting black men to take accountability, though. Because I'm tired of seeing my brothers, dog. Like, go to a woman, dog, Richie, I know the woman thing. You're supposed to, and this is the next thing. We should learn to be more patient and be more stingy with who we go with as men, dog. Especially as black men. Because you know why? Women in general, dog. I mean, I'm not talking about the girls who date different dudes. I'm talking about the specific types who are like, or even after a while, then them know they would. After a while, they're not just going with any man. Them wanna go with a man who having, who man who's Satan, who they actually like. I think a man should do the same. And that's what it doesn't teach you as a man, but it does teach us to just go with this one, that one. One of the best things that I learned as a man, dog, is to be frugal with who you give your time and your energy to, because you know when you hear something, a lot of women do appreciate your time as a man, especially as a black man. And why it is geared towards black men is because we think that, we think with our dick, we want to have sex so much, we want to be with this woman, be with that woman. And it's actually really unfair. When you do that, you put yourself at a disadvantage. Two, you fall into the prey of the devil in terms of you could pregnant that person who you don't want to have a child with. Three, put yourself in court because this woman probably see you had the bag dog and she going after it. Four, you have a child with a woman that you don't love, and sometimes she could use the law against you, say it's a bad father, get people to case against you and stuff, like build a case against you. Those are things that they don't want. There's our next child who's gonna grow up without a father, or who may grow in a toxic household. Those are things we need to consider as men. And I know not every black man would have it like that. Not every man in general would have it like that. So you had to understand, okay, if you're gonna do this among dog, you batten your crease. Another point I wanted to add is that our culture is not governed by positivity. It's more positivity towards women, black women, which I like, but towards black men, it's really positivity. Even the men in general, when you think about men advice is more like, hey dog, you're an idiot dog, you're stupid, you need to work harder, you're lazy fool, like that kind of stuff you just hear. Men does actually be told the reality of the world. I think sometimes women would understand reality, but not as men do though. I think women are more protected, and I get it, and that's actually the way it's supposed to be. But as a man, one of the things you could do is embrace reality. However, take a deep breath and maybe just dream a little bit. Maybe just, even if you may feel, dream a little bit. Don't be afraid to dream big and feel big. And I'm not saying feel smart too. I'm not saying go and take 300 million from the bank. Obviously, we're not going to get a loan because money black. And two, we don't have no assets or any stuff to use as collateral to pay out that loan. But the thing I'm trying to say is that as black men, boy, dream big. So what society has conditioned us to do is to kill the fun out of us, because we put on this dog to this literally love dog, like literally to love people. I don't like another thing is what black men get the title of being ignorant or being aggressive. We could change our culture too. We could be in, and I'm sure we have been in society long enough and true. A lot of people are here. Black people are this way, not all black people is this way. But we need to change that group cultural thinking of what society or what social media is pushing on us. Black men and shit, we need to change this. We need to stop uplifting our youths. And we need to go back to the culture where the youth respect the elders and the elders respect and love the youths. And we're not holding them back, we actually uplifting them. And the youth saying, you know what, I want to be like him. I have utmost respect for him. I'm not going to disrespect that person. And what we also need to is black men loving the black women. And, working hard to be providers. Working hard to be lovers, working hard to be developing yourself holistically. Not only being a provider, but being a man who is an attractive man, good man to you, man. Literally every woman know that. Once a man attractive and he's a good man to you, which means, like, in terms of, like, that is a guy who can, get to that point, you know what I mean? But also he's a good man that's take care of you. That is literally every woman. A guy with an edge. And most black men, not most, that's a majority, happen to have an edge already. We just need to work on our goodness and our virtuousness now, boy. And I think one of the key aspects is that you could still have the ability to be a dangerous man. And like if anybody step to you, they will get sparked. But the thing is, you have to be able to control it and be like, hey, I'm gonna walk away. No need for that to be shown. So, like for example, I will give you an example for myself. Very few are my matter of fact, in my friend group now, probably like one or two of my friends see me get mad to that point, like angry to that point of again any altercation and stuff. Very few. And mainly it's because you learn to control it. You don't always need to be aggressive. You don't always need to be macho. Let your action, let your behavior, let your mindset, let your body language speaks for you. You don't always need to call and get yourself an altercation. You don't need to prove that. That is what society have us doing. And it's the sad thing, boy. We so not loving each other, boy. We out here just killing each other, and that's kind of sad. Now, you know what's our next thing too? That governed by the lack of the home. If you father home, and the father is able to instill values into the family, there's not saying it will happen, but it lowers the rest of that child going out there and getting himself in something. Father providing everything, and making sure that he's there and hey, my son is my son, and I'm gonna be here. Now, if that could increase by 15%, you know how much is that? There's a lot of black youths. 15% more black youths, not only in America, but in the world, have a father that is good, that is a duty that listen. I can say to him, mother, regardless how bad it is. You're not going to take abuse as a man, you know, though. But you know what? If you get tough on things, you're not going to get fed up on you, man. You're going to love your woman regardless. Oh, man, it's hard to say this, but we just get fed up when things get tough. We just get tired of, like this is the Unfiltered podcast, sleeping with the same woman over and over, which is kind of sad, based on testosterone. But that is something we need to work on by. Once we could get out of thinking with our dick and think with our minds, I think that is something we really change and develop our thinking as men, right? Right, so we need to learn to love ourselves as black men. This is another subtopic that I wanted to target here. We need to love ourselves and learn how to receive love. I think this is something we need to do before we get in a relationship, before we choose our partner, so that way we could actually learn to honor black women. And I'll talk about one of the problems that black women face eventually, right? Our black men, I think most of us, why we cannot chase after all these validation, sex, money, all these things, is yes, one of the reasons is to kind of like get out of poverty. Nobody likes being poverty stricken or like not having it like that when everybody else have it. Social media is the next thing too. It will make you feel like everybody's life is better than yours. Literally, dog. I've been there, done that, and hey, when you get to find out some of these stuff about these celebrities and stuff, you tell, look at the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I literally thought there was a perfect relationship, but hey, it turned out to be so. So, you know. So yeah, black men, learn to love yourself, like, okay? Learn to learn about yourself, like. Sometimes you don't need to be in a gang. Sometimes you don't need to pick up that gun. Sometimes you don't need to do that just to impress that girl. Sometimes that girl who you want may not like you. Sometimes the girl who might be most difficult. Okay, let me not say that because it does not apply in all cases. But sometimes what you want might not be what best for you. Sometimes God might have a plan for you. But reality, boy, we need to learn to love ourselves. And how do we do that? First by going by the Most High. Sitting down, spending time with ourselves, trying to figure out, okay, what do I like? Sometimes it might take you a whole 2-3 years to figure it out, but it's small thing, dog. Take care of yourself. You work hard, you don't have to go online by the bar. Even if you're a thing, make sure you do it in a way, dog, that is healthy for your mindset. Read a little book, read the Bible a little bit, pick up your book, hey. You know, you might see a old man who might walk on the savannah and think, hey, you go pull out the smalls. Uncle, you're going on, boy. I work in the grocery, dog. I wanna get out of there. I work in Donut Boys. I wanna get out of there. I work in Mario's. I wanna get out of there. What you think? I have 4 subjects, or I'm going to write SE, or I'm going to write CXE. Think about it. I wanna get into the service. I wanna do that. Dog, we need to change our culture, boy. And first, boy, there's another thing too. We gotta love ourselves, boy. When you love yourself, dog, and you really love yourself, boy, and I'm talking from a selfish thing, you learn to love humanity to a certain extent. And when I say certain extent, I mean in terms of boundaries too. You learn to love people with boundaries, and you learn to wish what is best for them even though you didn't get what you want. And that is like true love now, right? It doesn't mean like, you always getting what you want thing gonky or one thing stuff. When it's not, boom, you still there. Because when things tough with you, dog, you still higher back. You're gonna learn to build on that crazy confidence, and you're gonna trust yourself because you're being able to love yourself. And while you're loving yourself, dog, I'm not telling you to just love yourself and improve yourself, dog. Outwork yourself. Those things, work hard, save, work smart too. But if you're working hard, work smart too. Don't be afraid to mix it. Think about it. You know what I mean? Break it down. Every will be different for everybody based on whatever area is in life and whatever financial style. And if you have a financial style, dog, my advice to you, dog, is to take advantage of that. Not to say abuse it, but take advantage in terms of be grateful for it. A lot of people who have mommy and daddy, a lot of people who have both parents, right? So yeah, I just wanted to get that. Another thing two black men need to do is learn to honor and respect black women. Black women is where we really come from, And I just tired of black men just disrespecting black women. Listen, we have a lot of women, I understand it. We have a lot of women like, what is she named by oh gosh. I can't remember she name, but she does, I don't know call no names, but anyway. There's a lot of women who they do just make videos about bashing black men, they're talking about the truth and things. But are they really helping? They are really like looking at providing solutions more than just complaining. Like for me though, I like here to provide solutions. And I think one of the things is that we need to look at the origins, understand it, and look at it to target it. I think one thing black men, I don't like we just discredit a woman beauty based on her skin color. And I think we look based on, I know I'm not saying I can't feel like I red jeans on me now, because I wouldn't like a dark, you understand that. But we should not try to break a woman. Let women be women. Let us be men. I think that is one of the best things we could do. Because you see a woman who complaining, dog. If she find out do that she really like and shit, dog, you see the difference in energy. That is one thing I had to learn the hard way. So, really and truly, dog, I mean the hard ways, through trials and error and being a youth, everybody make mistakes and everything, but we need to respect black women in general. Well, not black women in general. We need to respect our women first, But I feel like within the black community, I feel like black men do respect black women. Respect women that are mixed, different race, but also the black community. And I think that is something we need to do because it's kind of ridiculous, dog. Yes, some black women may have attitude, but all women have attitude. Yes, black women may be this, but all women have it now, boy. So, really and truly, what I'm just trying to say is that open your eyes. If somebody is not for you, they're not for you, fine, move on. But you can't, to like respect your black sisters, man, That is our womb. That is where we come from. That is, mother, mother nature. That is what we would say. But learn to love and respect them and stop being so colorless to black women, That is right, Not too much black girls growing up loving the black man and the black man pushing them away, right? And we stop having and harboring too much hate. And what this message won't reach all the black men, but we are special, though. We are elite for some men. I mean, all men are special, but why I talk to my black brothers well is because we need that talk, boy. We need that upliftment, but we need that. I like how we go in these last couple of years, so we need to work on our own, definitely. Something I always want to say too is that being the father, when I go back to this, right? Being the father, all these things would make you a man. Definitely you have to do a part 2 to this, but all these things will make you a man, boy. Being the father, be the father in the home that the home, be the father, be the man that the home needs. Be the inspiration that the black culture needs. When you make it to the top, see if you can reach back down our hand and help a few. And I'm not talking to only black people, I'm talking about like help people in general. But make sure that one of our black brothers good, talk to them. Even if you can help them, you might have the qualifications, talk to them, try to put them on the right track, get them out of advice. It always had like money involved, it always had to be like, it just be, a word of an upliftment. I can't kid you not, some of the people that helped me even believe was not from the black community. Fun fact. That is the truth. There will be people who from, different races, and listen, I totally truth, I don't really see race, I don't. I see human beings, I see people. But why I need to say to the black culture is because I find ourselves like we not doing good as a people. That's how the Chinese doing good. They're all over the world at Chinese restaurant, at groceries. We're not doing good. And if we come together, if everybody come together, like let me say if everybody comes together, you tell me we can have a grocery together, we can have a partnership, but we're not gonna come together. Once they divide and conquer us, once they divide us, they conquer us, think about it. We always fighting with each other. The black women don't like the black men, they don't respect the black men anymore. Most of them now. And the black men, they tend to shit on the black women and say, well, the attitude themselves. So there's a really chaotic thing, a lot of chaotic things that is happening in the black community. And this podcast, I just really want to talk about those things. And I think I touched on most of the topics that I wanted to cover. I think this is it for today. But black men, we have so much potential. We're just sleeping on it, so whatever working on yourself, just try to, it starts with the black man and it ends with the black man. The truth is inside of you, and that is our responsibility. Not every woman will be compatible with you too, that is the next thing, so, but you are alone. I generally think, to be honest, race doesn't really exist. So, is there something that society created to ensure that they place us in brackets? Because when a child is born, they're really serious now, right? Even animals are really serious and stuff. It's just something that they created to classify people into different classes in society. The intentions of this video is to kind of more highlight and raise awareness towards stuff that is happening within the black community. No pun was intended to, hurt or disrespect or, make people feel uncomfortable. It's just me speaking my perspective in terms of my truth and things that what I think happens. Maybe it could change some years from now, who knows? Because I have an open mind setting. But this is Kofi from Cafetainment signing out. Have a blessed